Yeah, this is a very big subject, Haji Radwan. On the one hand, if you go to my website, imranhussain.org, you will see an essay entitled An Islamic Response to the Current Arab Uprisings. And in that response I have commended and I have honored and respected those Arabs in Egypt and elsewhere who have risen up against the oppressor. Islam gives you the right to rise up against oppression. Islam gives you the right to rise up and to demonstrate against oppression. And that is what they did. And in doing that and doing it successfully, they have set a golden example for Pakistan. They've set a golden example for so many other parts of the world of Islam today which are in chains. You can't speak. But I have also mentioned that the uprisings which are now taking place are eventually going to facilitate Israel's big wars. Israel has to wage those wars in order to replace the United States as the next ruling state. But Dajjal does not want to wage war and appear as an aggressor. Dajjal wants that Israel should wage her wars and appear to be, we're only defending ourselves. And this thing that is happening now in Egypt and elsewhere, look where it's heading. Elections are going to take place in Egypt later this year, I believe. And you don't need a PhD to know what Washington wants. Washington wants Ikhwan al-Muslimun to win elections, of course. That's why Washington is talking to them now. And when they win the elections, the trap is set. What are you going to do about Gaza? You cannot be an Islamic government in Egypt and close the barrier, the crossing. You have to support your people in Gaza. And so Israel could start crying out, terrorism, terrorism, terrorism from Egypt, and build the foundations for launching an attack. But there's more to it than that as well. Washington will be going down on its knees to beg Egypt, why don't you enforce the Sharia? Imagine that. Washington going down on its knees to beg Egypt. New York Times appealing to the Egyptian government, would you be so kind as to enforce the Sharia? I wonder why. And when the Islamic governments in the Arab world declare we are enforcing Sharia, well, Kalantana, I think you better prepare yourself. So then they'll spring I call it a time bomb. A time bomb is something that is wired to explode at a particular time when they choose to trigger it. So the time bomb will explode in Egypt when an Egyptian family will come before the Sharia court with their 6-year-old daughter. The child is 6 years of age. And this man who wants to marry her is 55. They're probably going to choose a very ugly looking man. And a nice, pretty looking child. And then the Sharia court is going to give jaiz, yes, permissible. It's permissible in Islam for this marriage to take place. Yeah. And then CNN sister, you know the sister? Al Jazeera, yeah. And every television station in the world is going to capture that. And Muslims are going to become the laughing stock of the whole world. The laughing stock of the whole world. And you are angry with me because I point to that hadith in Sahih Bukhari and I say someone rewrote it? And you're going to be angry with me for that? And you're sending warnings to me? I am the one who should be warning you, rather than you warning me about declaring a hadith in Sahih Bukhari to be rewritten, to be fabricated. Nabi Muhammad ﷺ never, N-E-V-E-R, he never married Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha. No marriage ceremony ever took place here on earth. Never. Don't you know there are two kinds of marriages? There are those marriages which are contracted here, and there are those which are contracted there. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you this is your wife, He has married you there. So you're going to have another marriage ceremony here? Huh? When He has married two of you, you don't have the freedom in the matter to say yes or no. Islam is submission to Allah. And He did it when she was 6. I asked myself, why did He send that vision to Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam? This is your wife, I've chosen her as your wife. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send that vision to him when she was only 6? Why? There must be a reason. And my answer is that it is for the same reason. It is for the same reason that He sent Maryam alayhi salam with a baby. She was never married. So He can distinguish between those who have 2 eyes and those who have only 1. Yes. And He could have done it, He could have sent the vision when she was not 6, she was 1 year of age. Or He could have sent it when she was 1 month old. He is the Lord. But because it is haram for a Muslim to have sexual relations with a girl until she has become a woman. And I have the verses of the Quran to prove it, but I would prefer not to use those verses in this public gathering. It's my choice. I prefer to do it in private. It is haram to have sexual relations with a girl before she's become a woman. Is there anyone who wants to challenge me? When will she become a woman in the context of the Quran and the law of marriage? In this context, not Dajjal. Dajjal, she becomes a woman when she's 25. That's Dajjal. Huh? But in the Quran, when she has reached the age of puberty, when she can now herself become pregnant and make a baby, she's no longer a child. She's now a woman. So she had to remain in her mother's home until that time. And when that time came, then she went to join her husband's household. Do you have a problem with that, Dajjal? What's wrong with this? Huh? This is what happened. So the hadith, when it says that he married her when she was 6, is false. It's false. He never married her when she was 6. He never married her at all. Never. It is Allah who informed him, this is your wife. He had no choice in the matter. But when the Sharia court in Egypt declares it's jaiz for a 55-year-old man to have a marriage ceremony with a 6-year-old girl, the Australian government is going to have a lot of problems. You know why? Every pedophile in Australia will want to become a Muslim. So there are time bombs. This is only one. This is only one. There are other time bombs waiting to explode. And I don't think that Jamiatul Azhar is capable of responding to those time bombs. No. Allah blessed me with a great teacher. Allah blessed me with a great teacher. And that teacher gave me a different method of pursuing knowledge. This is why I'm able to deliver this knowledge to you today. Any more questions?